Miniature Market has thousands of board games at discounted prices. Click the direct link below for Blob Party or any other game. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we are each going to be a blob with a googly eye, and hopefully by the end of the game we will all be one big blob, because today we're playing Blob Party. This is a party game for 4 to 8 players from WizKids Games. Let me show you how this works. I'll see you on the other side. Blob Party is a party game for 4 to 8 players. Yes, we are using cranium style sort of clay. Each player gets a piece of clay and their color that they want to be with an eyeball. Each of you are individually one blob. In Blob Party, it's up to 7 rounds long. You're trying to become one big blob by thinking together with words and categories. Let me show you how it works. Each round of category is flipped, like around the house. Then one player will secretly take 3 of these cards, flower, soft, and beach, for example, and they get to select which one they want, knowing that they want to try to match other people, so the thing they think is going to be the easiest to connect is probably the one they're going to think. Flower on the house, maybe they're thinking vase, maybe they're thinking, I don't know, smells, maybe they're thinking, I don't know, a significant other. Soft and around the house, maybe they're thinking of like laundry or blankets or something like that. Beach and around the house, maybe they're thinking, you know, shovel, maybe they're thinking whatever. So maybe they select flower, right? And it seems easy, right? The first thing that comes to my mind is vase, but you will be surprised at what other people think. Now, all players will secretly write their word. It doesn't have to be one word. It can be more than one word. And then once everyone's ready, everyone flips it up. And anything that is exactly correct or exactly matches or is even close, you know, if it means the same thing, they match. So for example, red said vase and the black color said vase and the light blue. So these 3 are cool. They're going to all become one blob from, you know, starting with the next round. This one said water and green said water. So those 2 are going to become one blob. This one said pot, you know, because you put a flower in a pot. This one said a succulent. Those are like in-house, around the house flowers. This one said surprise because, you know, they like to put flowers out for their spouse or whatever. So we're going to have green and yellow together and then these ones together. So look what happens. Those players put their clay together and they put their eyes together. So we have a team of 3, a team of 2, and these ones are all solo. We play up to 6 more rounds. The next player clockwise selects one of the 3 words and a new category comes out. Now, we're trying to, within those 7 rounds, have everyone be one blob. And so what happens is when it's time to make a word, these 2 players secretly write something down and then they kind of show it to each other and then they try to, like, you know, silently say which one to go with, or they can go off to the side, you know, in the corner of a room and talk about it if they want to. But usually you can sit at the table and kind of show each other secretly, and usually you can figure it out. But as it goes on and players become more and more blobs, it might come to the point where it's like 2 big blobs and this one becomes 1 big blob. It might be just like all these people come up with one answer, trying to hit this one. Maybe you have 1 or 2 rounds left, and it's the tension of trying to triangulate. And as you get closer and closer to becoming one blob, it gets harder and harder because you're trying to match one specific person, maybe. That's pretty much the game. If you do it within 7 rounds, you win. If not, you don't. Now, I'll just show you some of the other categories in the game, like sports, famous people, TV, science, food, geography, and different words like spoon and spicy, and desk, and water, and sweet, and island. You know, they're all just things like that. All right, now before I get to my final thoughts, I want to let you know that if you like my content, there's now ways to get bonus content like first impression videos well before a review will come out, or for many games I don't even end up reviewing. You can even vote for which games get reviewed on the channel. You can also see me opening up packages and getting content earlier than everyone else. And now you can see what you're missing with a free 7-day trial at patreon.com/GameBoyGeek. All right, what I like about this? Well, fun theme. It's just fun. Blob Party, you just kind of giggle when you see it. You look at the box, it looks fun. You open the box, you got the clay, that's fun. It's like, hey, we playing cranium again? You know, you got the googly eyes, fun theme. This essentially is like playing the very popular Spiel Des Jahres game Just One, but in reverse. Because in Just One, you're trying to come up with a clever clue that no one else has, so you don't get erased. Here, you're all trying to be in the same. And it's harder than it sounds, you know? You're playing to the crowd. So you're not always playing to what you think is really clever. You're playing what you think the majority of people are going to say at the beginning, right? And so that's an interesting twist on this. It also gets harder as you become a larger blob, because as you become 1 or 2 big blobs and 1 little like off the cuff person, and it's harder because you have less answers to try to match. And it gets even harder because sometimes you're trying to match one person. It's hard to get on the same page with them exactly. And it's just an interesting way that the game sort of just naturally gets harder as you get closer to winning. It's just the way the game works, and I love that aspect of this. I like that you're trying to get into the specific blobs' heads, especially towards the end. When it's that single person and you have like 2 or 3, you're like, okay, we got 3 rounds left to match them. And you go one way and you're like, oh man, he was thinking that way. So you think that way, but then they think that way and you cross paths again on the next one. You're like, oh, well, you said this last time, so I thought you'd be thinking this. And they said, well, I thought the same thing, and we cross paths again. Fun things like that happen in this game. This is a hootin' and hollering thing, and when you win and everyone flips it over and you're one blob, there's always a big hoo-ah, a big explosion on the table, everyone jumping up and down and clapping. It's fun. It's one of those games that you'll always play more than once, usually. At least we always play it more than once because it's just that fun and quick. Negative side of things. The game does not scale well with lower player counts. This game is best with the 6 to 8 player count. With less players, same amount of rounds. It's a little easier because you got more rounds, but less people that you got to match together. I'm kind of surprised they didn't have like a scale or a table that says, hey, if you're playing with 4 or 5 or 4 or 5 players, you play this many rounds instead, or something like that. It doesn't scale as well with the lower player counts. This is definitely a better party game with more people. The eyeball colors some of them don't really match the colors. Sometimes it's kind of hard. What are you black? No, wait, that's kind of clear. That one's kind of pinkish purple, but this one's purple. And they don't all sort of match the exact board colors either. That's a minor nitpick. The bigger thing is it's not as good with 4 or 5 players. Sure, it's okay, it's fine, but it's better with more. But for all these reasons, this is a special party game. I review a lot of party games. This is definitely going to be on my short list for Party Game of the Year conversation at the end of the year. And for all those reasons, it's staying in my gaming library. So that means I got to kick something else out. But first, we'll be inducting it with a saxophone serenade. Let's hit it. Game Toppers not only transforms your existing table into a high-quality gaming solution, but they now offer full leg kits and dining cover solutions for the full table application. Paired with over 20 styles of thematic game mats in 11 different sizes from notable board game artists like Vincent Dutray, collapsible cup holders, and real cool accessories, experience what thousands of other gamers enjoy by upgrading every game you play with a Game Topper system. Save hundreds of dollars on Game Topper package deals that are in stock now for immediate shipping at GameToppersLLC.com or click the link below.